Hello, I'm here with.
Susan, aka Sugar Monkey.
Oh my gosh, first of all, I'm so thankful for you doing this because it really is like such a nice way to like collaborate. I'm starting out in this whole world, and a lot of people just kind of shove you down when you're not up
Oh,
there in numbers. You know that better than
listen, you still might get shoved down when you're up in numbers.
Really?
Yes, numbers don't always mean everything. But yeah, when you're getting started in anything, whether it's a job or getting started, you have those baby moments where you're
Yeah.
the newbie. No one knows you. No one wants to accept you, and it can feel like that.
Yeah.
But I think your vibe will attract your tribe, and just keep pushing. Find other people growing with you. That's one thing that helped me, finding people in the beginning that were growing with me, and
Right.
then we grew together,
That's so
and we're still
powerful.
growing.
Still growing. Okay. So speaking of growing and all this stuff, here we have some questions that I have because my
Okay.
podcast basically it's about like unique people who live in Miami who give that point of view because Miami is not just like this party city, right? Like
Right.
but it has very interesting little pockets of very unique things that you can do,
Yes.
meet people, get to know and just really grow as a community. So I really want to highlight on that. So let's start with the Miami identity. How long have you been living in Miami and has influenced your brand and content creation style?
Yeah. So I've been in Miami now. Oh my gosh, about a little over 2 years
Okay.
at this point. Now I was coming to Miami back and forth. So the story of how I got here, never would have imagined I would come to Miami. Miami was not somewhere I was even gonna move. All my exes live in Texas. I was gonna move to Texas. I love my Cowboys, but you know what? Fate saw that I needed to come to Miami, and I had an amazing group of people that I was a part of and still am a part of,
Mhm.
and they really just helped encourage me to
Right.
do what makes me happy
Right.
and what's gonna help propel me to the person I want to be, regardless of any job or anybody, but for me.
For you. Okay.
And so my identity, it's hard because when you do move, and
Hmm.
especially at about 40 years old, you're like making friends is like, oh my God, how do you do that?
Right.
Well, it's possible. Usually it involves getting out though. You got to get out, meet people. So that's one thing. Miami, the identity, I think getting out was hard at first. So that identity of, and I'm someone who does get out. I
Right.
had friends, or I would go see them, and um, so that was kind of part of the identity. And then the modeling, I had a lot of photographers in Oklahoma I would shoot with.
Oh wow.
So my identity of modeling, that was like literally weekly shoots almost. It was
Wow.
constant. And then I moved to Miami, everything stopped because I
Gosh.
didn't know any photographers here.
Right.
Because I was coming here, but I was working. So
Mhm.
part of my identity is my business, me as a
Mhm.
businesswoman.
Right.
And that has been amazing here in
Mhm.
Miami. Simple Social Consulting is my business. So
Okay.
not only do I teach other people how to market their business, how to
Mhm.
brand their business, or brand their identity, brand themselves.
Mhm.
My brand and being able to build Simple Social
Right.
here in Miami, I have gotten so many jobs going out and just networking. Like
Wow.
little, it might be maybe they need a job for a few weeks.
Right.
Maybe they just need content created for a
Right.
certain project or item or whatever it might be. It might
Right.
be just something they need. Maybe they've one recently in January, she found me on Instagram
Uh huh.
and actually needed a activewear set shot,
Oh wow.
accepted my rates, and so I booked myself. I'm a freelance model.
Okay.
So I think with the business side too, it goes
Mhm.
into modeling because that's all part of, I
Right.
mean, that's all written off for business.
Right.
Modeling is too. But on the business side, Simple Social, booking clients,
Mhm.
that's really gone up here in Miami as well.
That's
Booking
great.
in person. Not that it's just flowing in because I'm not out here just trying to get clients,
Right.
but I've booked a few just word of mouth and us talking, which is
Wow.
phenomenal to me. And the amount of business people I've met here when I'm out, usually at happy hours,
Yeah.
and the amount of people I've met and connected with, and they've shared their
Mhm.
stories. It's just amazing to see that and see,
Right.
like this lady I met, she had a blog and she used to go up and down Key West, review all
What?
the restaurants, and it's all on her website. She sells real estate. So that blog on her website is how she's able to cross promote a little bit,
Right.
but she doesn't have to go to restaurants anymore
Okay.
because she did it for all those years. But now that I'm doing a little bit of that with, the
Mhm.
influencer side of the food influencer, we kind of resonated and connected.
Oh, wow.
you know, and who knows what she might need help with. But it's things like that, those little relationships that have led to another job,
Mhm.
or them thinking, oh, wait, she does social media, or wait, she said something about she does business, or, you know, oh, you've done some ghostwriting, or whatever it is you've done.
Right.
You pop in people's heads and they think about you early at 6 in the morning. They call you and you were the first thing that popped in their head. And you're like, wow, you thought of me to try to make $30,000. Like, let's go do it, you know? Like,
Let's make that money. Make it happen.
but I mean, so for people to see me, and even people saying I paved the way, like, oh my God, what is my identity? You know, like
Right.
my modeling, I'm a businesswoman, a model, a sister, you know, a
Yeah.
friend. So just really trying to keep those identities, because that
Right.
was hard when I first came to Miami. I didn't think
Mhm.
I was a model anymore, you know,
Mhm.
because I'm not booking any gigs, I'm not even shooting.
Right.
What am I doing? And then next thing you know, I'm getting a job.
Oh wow.
You know, I booked a little job, and then I booked another job. Then it was a local job where I'm, you know, going to restaurants and
Mhm.
things. It was a small job, but nonetheless,
Right.
I was just happy to be working and like, wow.
Wow.
Okay, because you know, when you move somewhere and it all stops,
Right.
and then someone does recognize you and see you,
Mm.
and or see that identity
Right.
in
That
you, you're like,
identity.
wow. And that encourages me. That's why I keep it, you know, sharing what I do online,
Wow.
because that's the only way we can show our identity unless we're there in person.
Mhm.
How else can we tell people what we're about,
Right.
what we do? You know, and if you don't have an agent or anyone that's doing it for you, you've got to promote yourself.
Very DIY. Very much.
I mean,
Everything.
it
Yeah.
comes down to that. And so every time I book a gig and they found me
Mhm.
online, or every time something like that happens, I'm like, let me keep going. Let me keep trying to find a way, because there is a way, because it wasn't feasible for me to give up my job. That's another identity. I'm a corporate worker.
Yeah.
So being a corporate worker, you know, you're adhered to certain hours and
Mhm.
certain hours of PTO. So you can't go into a casting uncalled for. If I did go to the casting, I can't commit that I could do the job. I
Mhm.
can't commit that I can even get those 3 days off to be there.
Right. That's
So
big.
because you can't commit, in Oklahoma, I was signed actually, and I did small like roles in
Mhm.
movies,
Oh,
but
cool.
I couldn't commit to certain days. So it
Mm.
limited me. And finally, there were none that were just coming through on just Thursday and Friday,
Right.
because usually Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday are the hot days with filming. And guess what? Those are my hot days with working.
Corporate
So,
identity.
well, and corporate paid more than that paid. So, I mean, you know,
Right.
one trumps the other.
100%.
And there was one that they actually asked me to come back. It was that wrestler movie.
Oh
Oh,
wow.
the comedy. I don't know if, oh, what's the name of it? But actually, I made IMBD with it. Believe it or not, I got an
Okay.
IMBD page. I was googling myself one day, and I'm like, IMBD, what?
That's so
Yeah.
cool.
So you just never know who's, you know. But it was one of the movies I was in. I think it
Wow.
was Rufus the dog. Anyways, it was this scene. We were in a library, and we had to, there was an imaginary dog running around because he was
Mm.
CGI or whatever. So we
Right.
had to act like there was a dog there. But I made sure to get in the front where the cameras were, because I knew
That's the
you
truth.
want your film time, honey.
Do you get residuals?
um, yeah, well, yeah, not residuals. I
Oh
got
no.
paid
Right,
for
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 that
my
moment.
time for
Right. I
doing
was just
it.
wondering how that works. So that's just out of the podcast. I'm always
Yeah.
curious about that stuff.
So they pay you. You sign a long contract to get
Oh,
paid.
okay. Got it.
I don't know how that works with residual. I assume there's probably a couple if they.
Like if you talk, I think it's like when they start paying you, they're
Yeah,
like they will owe you for this
yeah.
X amount of time. Yeah.
Nice. So you did get
Yes.
that speaking role.
Next time,
Wasn't
even
there
if you
yet?
say something, if they let
Well, I
you, they
think
get
there was
strict.
one where I said something. I said yeah, and that's another thing with getting tattoos. So I try to only get custom tattoos,
Okay.
because if you're in movies and you have a tattoo that's copyrighted, you have to cover it up.
Oh. Oh, I didn't
But
know
if your
that.
tattoos are custom and they're not,
Mm.
that's what's going to make the difference on, can you have, because if you've got some copyrighted picture
Hmm.
on yourself, then that, you know, I don't know what kind of repercussion that has, but
Right.
that was one thing that came up in some of the roles.
Okay, that makes so
So
much sense. Okay. All right. So we're going now and making sure everything's still going
yeah.
good. Okay. Local inspiration. What aspects of Miami's culture, people, or scenery has inspired your content the
Oh my gosh,
most?
Miami has inspired me so much, from fashion,
Hmm.
the culture, the people. And when I was a baby here, growing up in Midtown, I would have to walk through all the expensive restaurants, from an Oklahoma girl, and now you're here walking through these like restaurants and like midtown.
Mm,
You're like, oh my God, I don't belong here. But I got so many compliments on my outfits. And I
nice.
don't know if it was because you need extra confidence when you're walking through these places, like especially
It's hard.
when I've never seen this many people on a sidewalk sitting and eating. That's something you don't see.
I get that.
So walking through it every morning to get to my car, or even just live, be free. I'm walking, again feeling I don't belong. But that inspired me too to know how accepting Miami was. That I could be myself. Because when I
Wow.
was wearing the fashion pieces I loved, they were getting the compliments. Probably because I felt good. I'm
Yeah.
walking with confidence, and it probably was cute because I like matching things up. I like
Right.
things to coordinate. My
Right.
grandma taught me that, so that has definitely inspired me a lot, especially with always being hot. Okay, so dressing cool, not wearing pants hardly. I think I got rid of almost every pair of jeans I have,
Oh wow.
which is fine. And I have all type of shorts
Okay.
and nice loose pants now. So that's kind of transitioned that fashion line
Mhm.
to more loose, wide leg pants,
Right.
free flowing linens, cotton,
Right.
dominant versus like tight spandex. Leather's out of the picture completely.
Leather's completely out.
I
Yeah.
completely out, like, which is sad because I love my leather pants.
You're fun.
Another thing that transformed, well, and it shouldn't have, but I got rid of all my thigh high boots before I came here because
Oh
I'm
my
thinking
gosh.
wintertime. But then I'm like, you can wear thigh highs with shorts.
Okay.
But
Yeah,
I'm
you
so
can.
sad because I don't have them anymore. I got rid of
Oh,
a lot of
well,
them.
maybe in another clothing swap at an opportunity they
Yeah,
send it to you,
these thigh
whichever.
highs won't be there. These were, when you find those perfect thigh highs,
Oh, they were
that,
special. I get
oh,
it.
well, yeah, the ones that actually fit and are
Yeah.
high quality. But I do have a few pairs that I'm going to get. They're in
Okay.
stores back home.
Okay.
So I didn't get rid of all of them.
Oh, good.
So,
Okay. Yeah.
but yeah, it's definitely shaped the fashion, how I think even.
Mhm.
And also, Miami's more accepting of the free flowing yogi culture, a
Yes.
meditation. And I'm about that. I'm about like energies and, like all of that. And so just that whole, like,
Mhm.
it's just so much more accepting. And I just feel like you can just be more yourself. And that's totally influenced,
Right.
all of that.
Yeah, and it ties in with like the wellness community. Okay, day in a life. Can you walk through your day, your typical day as an influencer in Miami?
Yeah. Now it depends on if I'm working my corporate job or not. So this I call myself insurance by day, influencer by night. Okay. So it's like my little altar. It's two separate things. Keep them separated.
I agree. I
Okay,
agree with myself
because
too.
I tried to share one with the other, and that did. Let's just say no.
No,
We
yeah.
separate that, baby. It's better for them to just people find out on their own. You
Mm,
can just see me online. Okay, I'm not saying nothing.
I got that.
Out of sight, out of mind.
Out of sight,
But
out of mind.
it's better because yeah, I'm fully remote now.
Oh,
But when I was
nice.
in office, oh my god, it was. Sometimes I was like, oh my god, I wish I didn't have a social media.
Really?
Yes,
Wow.
yes, because people are like, oh my god, I saw what you did this weekend, and yeah, it might look amazing. I'm traveling over here and
Right.
doing these amazing, and I feel pretty amazing at the moment. But guess what? I'm having to go to work on Monday just like you. And right here at work, it doesn't feel amazing right now. So leave that be.
Let that be.
And if I come in with my glasses looking cool, Modi and cool as a fan, just let me be who I am, honey, and don't worry about it.
Okay.
But yeah.
Okay, that's a good way of putting it. If
But
you
a
want
day
to,
in the life of.
right,
So
day in a life.
um, a typical day for me is, so my weeks are usually planned. Okay.
Good.
Influencer things planned out as far as you can with influencer events, because sometimes they're last minute, or sometimes maybe I don't get the invite till last minute.
Happens.
And for me, I'm usually a day late and a dollar short. Okay. Either, I don't see it till the next day, or, if it was something for whatever reason, maybe I just couldn't make it.
Right.
But a typical day for me is going to involve me getting up,
Hmm.
of course, doing my little face care, looking at my schedule first, taking my day slow. Okay. And my day starts not just with my social media.
Hmm.
It's going to start with, because again, as earlier, simple social consulting, I also run social media for crybabies. So my day starts by looking to see what are my things for the day that I need to do, what are my tasks, or have I already done some of them? Maybe I pre-planned some stuff. So what are my tasks for the day? Get all that planned out. What are my tasks for the day? What time do I need to be here, there? And I might be doing this anywhere between 4 a.m. to 6 a.m.
Right.
Very rarely, sometimes I'll do it the night before, but usually when I get up early, 4 a.m. to 6 a.m. Is when I'm doing it. And then I'll go take a nap, go back, then I'll get back up again, and then get real ready this time. Or maybe I'll do some of the other work I need to do. Right. Okay, maybe there's a video I need to edit. Maybe there's a, with the crybaby, something else I need to do. Or maybe there's a get ready with me I need to film.
Right.
So whatever it is I need to do, I'll edit the video first. I'll do anything related. Then when I get tired of that, I'll set up my lights or whatever, and then I will do whatever it was that I had planned, unboxing, whatever it might be. And then I'll usually either do it, if I do it here at my desk or at one of the places outside. Or sometimes I'll have something planned where maybe I'm going to take that and go somewhere else and do it. So I'll get that done. Okay, that's done. I'll go ahead and post whatever video I was editing or what I need to get up. And then I'm ready to leave the house at that point. That's usually about noon or 1 o'clock at that point. I take my time, unless, let's say I have something else scheduled, then I may have to switch things around. Then I'll go, let's say I might have a collab planned. So I'll go run over there. That might take anywhere between 1 to 3 hours, depending what it is that we're doing, or who it is that I'm doing that with. And then if I have a restaurant collab, I'll head over to the restaurant. But usually the restaurant clubs are only going to be once every 2 weeks. I try to space them out.
Good.
So I'm a very more relaxed creator. But I keep a tripod with me in my car, because while I'm out and about, and then deciding, okay, what do I think I want to do today? Yeah. Maybe I planned it, maybe I didn't.
Right.
So then I'll go ahead and, maybe I go to a happy hour, maybe I go walk on the beach, maybe I go whatever I feel like, maybe I go shopping.
Hey, treat yourself.
So, with that, that's probably, pretty much, unless there's an event or something to go to, that's about my extent. Now, I have a content day for the week. I usually only create contents on Fridays and Sundays. Or Fridays or Sundays. But this week, for example, tomorrow, so tomorrow my day is going to start me getting up, getting ready, putting makeup on. I'm going to start with a little get ready with me video featuring the lashes.
Ooh, they look really nice.
Thank you. Celia Beauty. She does amazing.
Wow.
And she's in Dania Beach. And then I'm going to go to Berry Farms. I'm going to meet the photographer out at Berry Farms. We're going to shoot for their flower festival.
Oh my gosh, yes.
I know, it's so fun. So I'm doing a collab with them. Then we're going to eat some of the good food. We're going to make a flower crown. Oh my God. And then we're going to finish up there. Then I'm going to head back here. And then what do I have planned after that? I think that's about all I have planned, but I do have some other content that needs to be done, but it can kind of be moved around.
Right.
So it's not I have to get this done. And I've been trying to keep up with my content lately. That's literally when I do a restaurant collab, I'm getting it up by the next day.
Wow.
I'm trying to get stuff fast. Fast so I can be done and move on with life.
Right.
Because I don't want, since moving to Miami, when everything stopped, I feel like I changed. I don't do influencer creation or all, content creation every single day. There's some days when it's just a day for me and I don't document anything. Yeah, and there's even through that day I don't document everything.
Yeah, doing your thing. Yeah. So that was really nice. I really liked how you gave us a good insight on what you do, your life, your what would you call them? Your alter egos, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so hidden gems. What are some underrated places in Miami that you think more people should know about?
The small parks we have around here, the cute, the underline area, the cute small parks over there. I wrote something down here. Albert Palette Park, the one with the dominoes. Ooh. Right there by Midtown.
That's nice. Okay, I've seen it.
And then even down there, I was down off of Biscayne not too long ago, and I stumbled into a park right on the edge of the water. And then Millionaire Row. We've got so many cute parks, and so much beauty. And I think there's even a park in, is it Hollywood or Dania, that has art installations. I'm not for
Okay.
sure, but we've got so many parks and so many cute things out here. I don't think that that's talked about enough because that's
Right.
something that I found out once I moved down here
Yeah.
more. And I was like, wow, these are such beautiful spots. They don't
Yeah.
cost nothing to go to, which that's a plus because finding something that don't cost money in Miami is hard.
That's so real.
The beaches, the
Mhm.
Danny Beach, the little hidden beaches, not just your main
Mhm.
beaches, the ones up the Keys, finding some of those little off beaches like are just so gorgeous.
Right.
Even going up north, up the coast a little bit,
Wow.
we have so many things right here
Mhm.
that we can just go to and have
Wow.
feel like we're on vacation. Like, and that's just so amazing, yeah, to me. So yeah, and even the South Beach vibe, all the cute little boutique hotels.
Mhm.
You can go into those hotels too. Did you know? And you can actually, some of them will let you shoot in their lobbies.
Really? I
Yes.
did not know
So
that at
you
all.
might even ask some of them if you could come do your podcast in their lobby, um, give you a nice cute backdrop. So yeah, it's just something to think about. Because I was down in South Beach wandering around one time, and I went in and asked someone, and that's kind of a thing you can
That's
do.
so
So
cool. I
I know
totally did not
you'd
know
have to
that.
ask them though, but
Of course, of course. They have their
most of
permission.
them wouldn't even care probably, especially if you're shouting them out.
Okay. See, this is the great thing about
Your
collaboration.
tea
You're
looks so
sharing.
pretty.
Oh, and it
Sorry.
tastes amazing.
Mm.
So this is lychee tea, and it's, oh my god, spectacular with
It
honey and.
This
Mm-mm.
tastes like a lychee, like it really, really does.
I feel like I'm just taking a bite. All right, what other gems do you have for the people out there that want to really check them out?
um, well, for restaurants,
Yeah. Oh
some of the recent.
yeah.
So, okay, a favorite I say that you have to do when you come to Miami.
Mhm.
If you want to show how to Miami, this is how you Miami. Buy a beach club at the
Mm.
Mondrian. Go up there on Saturday or Sunday, book you a brunch. Okay.
Okay.
Watch the sunset. You can sit there. Now on Sundays, they have unlimited mimosas. I think it's like a carafe and a half, but I was there one time and they did not stop at the carafe and a half. And we stayed there past sunset. And sometimes we can get over to the pool, but I didn't say that. So
You know, you
I
know.
don't know. I don't know that. But you know what? There's a pool over there too. It's pretty freaking beautiful. You can see the Miami coast and the Miami,
Right. Go for
city.
that Miami experience.
Oh my
Got it.
God. That is the Miami. So, and there's a couple. I think it's Lido is another one.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, that place. I don't know if you've ever been in there.
Okay.
It's like a like a meditation area in there. Like it
Wow.
is freaking beautiful. Is it Ludo or Lido? I can't remember. I'd
Okay,
have to
okay,
look it
okay.
up.
We gotta
But
look it
it's
up.
on South Beach. Yeah, I'd have to look that one up. I was only
Hmm.
in there briefly and I was like, oh my God, I've got to come back. But most of these places you can't park at, so you either have to Uber to
Right.
or and then you have to valet if you don't Uber to them. So it's about the same cost probably. But
Right.
it's worth it at the Mondrian at Bio Beach Club. Some other little gyms. Hialeah, the city, has been so good to me too. Like that's one.
Mhm.
Just from the time I got here, working for the We Love Colors. They're based in Hialeah, and just the people.
Mhm.
And recently went to the City of Hialeah Food and Wine Festival,
I
which
didn't know that until I saw your page.
it was amazing. This
Wow.
was their first annual, I think.
Really?
So next year I am there. It was wow.
Well,
I
look at
mean, I
that.
was wearing a white shirt, which do not wear a white shirt to a wine
I get
festival.
that.
It didn't end well, but you could tell where I was at.
Mhm.
Okay. And then La Bodeguita,
Okay.
that's in Hialeah too. That's a really good restaurant. Oh my
Okay.
God. The best croquetas ever. See, I can even talk a little more Spanish
Look
now.
at that. Okay,
Just got to
okay.
eat some Cuban food a little bit.
Nice. Okay, those are your gems. Very nice. Okay.
Fluffy, fluffy pancakes. You've got to have some of those too.
Okay, nice. Gotta check them out. What makes Miami more different than LA or New York? I mean, I feel like you've gotten a good feel of other cities as you've collaborated with brands and you've worked with other people. How do you feel about that? Like,
Yeah, I feel like
hmm
Miami just brings a different fun vibe. It's
right.
like in Miami, it's about dancing and singing.
Hmm.
Whereas LA, it's more just the bright lights and the flashiness a little more, and the beaches,
Hmm.
and the fashion, of course. New York, when I think of New York, I think of
Right.
busyness where
Hmm.
we're in a hurry everywhere, or Central Park, we're kind of vibing and relaxing, but it's just not the same vibe as here in Miami
Right.
as just I think because we have so many people coming and going too.
Hmm.
and that it's not uncommon, that you see someone with their phone out or their tripod out or no one is just staring at you or even stopping. Not that they're in LA and New York as much now either, but
Right.
the vibe here is so much more lively. I don't know
Right.
any other way to put it than we
Yeah.
have a unique culture here
Right.
with our, our Spanish culture, the Caribbean, and being so
Yeah.
close, and this whole East Coast on the edge of the ocean. I think we're in a unique disposition where this is just, I don't know any other way to describe it, just so unique and
Yeah.
fun. And I don't get that when I go to New York.
Okay.
I'm in a hurry, I'm moving, I'm trying to get where I'm going on the
They mean
subway.
business. They're like,
Yes,
well, maybe that's why we have so many New Yorkers in Miami. I'm just kidding.
they're ready to
They're
relax.
ready
I
to
mean, maybe
relax.
so. You can only go so long in life. I mean, even a tree has to take off 6 months out of the year.
You're not wrong.
Like, we need our rest. Like, we
Mm-hmm.
are demanding our rest. And that's one thing, is finding the balance. And I'm all
Balance.
about balance. And when I moved here and the photo shoot stopped, and I'm like, am I even a model? Yeah, I am. We
Yeah.
are what we say we are. But it was nice to
Mm-hmm.
stop.
Just stop.
And then school stopped. That was nice to stop. It was nice to stop everything. Because, I was in
Mm-hmm.
school for 10 years,
Wow.
from the bachelor, master's, and then the
Mm-hmm.
doctorate work.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a good 10 years. And
Wow.
I was so tired. And we're talking about 15, 20 hours a week of study every single week.
Wow. That's impressive.
Yeah, it was tough. It
Yeah.
was so tough. But I learned a lot. And
Yeah.
that's what led to the strategies and the things I do now,
Exactly.
is from those things I've learned. And
Right.
from the big business and the strategies that they use with social media, and all the studies I did, all the
Right.
different studies on leaders, to, like, I even did a research paper one time on the history of tights,
Hmm.
which, believe it or not, go way back to um the trading at the trading posts.
Oh wow.
It
Okay.
goes back, and if you notice in a lot of
Mm-hmm.
our tights too, we have the chevron print,
Right.
which is like a lot of the older tights and the beaded tights, that
Oh.
type of print. So it made me think, and it made me see the correlation. But to
Mm-hmm.
know that tights originated from that specifically,
Right.
from beaded tights, and it's like, wow, so maybe beaded tights are going to be a thing.
You never know.
So
You could
I
be
mean, I'm
calling the next trend.
thinking,
Right.
I think so.
And make sure you get your credit. Like you were the first
Yeah,
one to say it, because that's super cute. I actually
that'd be
really
a lot
like
of
the
work
idea
though.
of the beaded tights. Yeah. All right.
Somebody make some beaded tights now.
For real. Okay. Challenges and opportunities. I think we definitely talked a lot about already about opportunities, but if
Yeah,
you want to add anything to
yeah.
that, but definitely some challenges as a content creator in Miami. What do you think about
Yeah, definitely challenges as a content creator, not knowing anybody,
that?
not
Mm-hmm.
knowing any events, and feeling like an outcast. Where you feel
Right.
like, whereas in Oklahoma, you have this support group,
Right. Right. Right.
or wherever your hometown is, you have a support group and you have connections.
Mm-hmm.
You come to a new city, you don't know hardly anyone. So you're creating your own love, even though you have
Right.
something built, you have to almost, you're starting over
Wow.
from scratch. And that's what it felt like. And so the challenge of that is really the starting over of it, being accepted, knowing my identity, and being strong in that identity, even if
Right.
no one else here can see it.
Right.
And as a content creator, how can I make myself be seen if I'm
Mm-hmm.
not getting photo shoots and no photographers know me?
Right.
The ones I did reach out to are acting like I'm nothing and giving me their rates. That's great, but I don't have a budget for that right now, and there's not anyone paying for that budget. So,
Right.
that's, we need to make sense. I think everybody on every side of the fence sometimes need to sit back,
Mm-hmm.
and I try to have grace. And one thing I tell myself is, you know, when I get to the point, or and anytime I have been to a point,
Right.
I don't gatekeep,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't try to be that same person that people are to me.
Of course.
And there's been good ones. There's been some good ones that have even taken me in, but there's also been a lot of ones who um, just do a lot of watching, maybe,
Hmm.
or just do a lot of um, I don't even know how to put it. I met a whole new group of people moving here to Miami. That's all I have to say. I have
Yeah.
been a baby. I
Yeah.
have been stuck in a little shadow world, and when I came here to Miami, my eyes were open about things.
Oh wow.
Yeah, modeling, a lot of things. My eyes were open about. There were some people, I had put on maybe a pedestal or
Mhm.
things I had,
Mhm.
and then I realized things aren't always as what they seem.
Right.
And sometimes there's a lot of things going on behind the scenes. Oh, that kind of rhymes. Things
Okay.
aren't always as what they seem because there's a lot of things going on behind the scenes.
You gotta trademark
Oh,
that.
listen. So, point being, you can't see what's going on behind the scenes, so it can feel like those are barriers. But now I've realized I have to go my own way, and I
Yeah.
have to keep doing what's true to me, which is supporting small business.
Mhm.
And in doing that, people started seeing me,
Yeah.
marketing firm or companies reaching out to me or wanting me to come try something. You want me, and since I'm building my following here,
Right.
every collaboration I have locally here is
Mhm.
helping me be seen more
Right.
here. And if they trust me enough to represent them,
Mhm.
that's amazing to me.
Yeah.
That is just really cool to me because there was a time when there wasn't a thing like this in
Right.
Oklahoma. It didn't happen. There were no collabs. I didn't know it was a thing actually
Right.
until I was doing a content job, and I was doing some restaurant things, and I was like, huh, maybe there's something here. And so I started Foodie Faves.
Oh,
So
nice.
with the struggle, I created something out
Right.
of it because as a content creator, as a creator, period, you're always going to find a way. You're always
Mhm.
going to, and you always have so much going on too because there's stuff I brought from Oklahoma.
Right.
Okay, so there's, and I still have a big support. It's across the U.S. and the world, even,
Mhm.
so it's not like they stopped anything or
Right.
anyone, or not like Miami or the lack of invites or anything
Mhm.
stopped anything. It just changed. But
Yeah.
I wasn't invited to those things anyways from Oklahoma. So what am I missing,
Yeah.
because the opportunities for me are still coming and rising.
Right.
And they definitely trump the negativity. But the other
Yeah.
thing that sucks in Miami is the cost of rent. How do we do it and how are we going to retire is my question. Like, this just isn't going to be feasible, or else I will be in poverty by the time I'm 70 or 80. I'm going the wrong direction.
Yeah.
So I
I
don't
asked
know.
myself that question too.
So, I mean, that's the other negativity about Miami content creation. You really do want to kind of throw it up sometimes if it's not paying like you think it should. Sometimes, okay, should I focus on getting a different job? I
Right.
mean, I've got a master's, I've got a freaking almost doctorate degree. Do I need to go use that and get a different job?
Right.
Or keep moving up? That would make it where I wouldn't have time for that on the side
Right.
because I'd be so exhausted, I'm sure. And I am not trying to be exhausted. That's one thing I am not trying to be, okay? No. I want to work for myself. I like where I'm at right now as far as
Yeah.
that type of thing. Yeah, and I don't want to be stressed.
And you know what? That's honestly so valid. So valid to just really, do what
Yeah,
you like and be happy. Because, we only got one life to
we
live.
do.
Okay. I feel like we definitely touched upon the whole New York, LA thing,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm just gonna edit that part out. Um Alrighty. We have some Miami specific trends that you've noticed taking off on social media. Anything that's very Miami.
I mean, well, you got to understand, I'm looking at a lot of businessy type stuff. So
Right.
besides the companies coming here to market,
Mm-hmm.
you've got like Torrid coming here
Oh,
for their summer
nice.
campaign. They're going to be coming here to Miami Beach. You've got
Ooh.
actually today, Dolls Kill is opening
Oh yeah, I
in
heard.
Wynwood. I'm going to go
Okay.
as soon as we're done. I'm going to head over there. Oh my god, I was supposed to go with my friend to a concert tonight.
Maybe we
I'm
can
gonna have to
squeeze
call
it
you,
in.
Chris. I don't know. We might can squeeze it all
You
in.
can
We're gonna
squeeze
try
it.
to squeeze everything in. We're gonna be hopeful. Okay. See, that's another bad thing in Miami. There's not enough time to do everything.
I get that.
But totally. Yeah, yeah. The events, the Dolls Kill going on. I mean,
Yeah.
so many things here that
Right.
I think follow. Yeah, that the world watches. I mean, we had the best weather in the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
We were the number one spotlight with some of those memes. When the whole rest of the U.S. was
Freezing
blue and we're all 80 degrees down here.
at the beach.
So I mean that in itself is a trend.
Yeah.
Come vacation, but I really think Miami just still gives people look at it as vacation. Oh my God,
Mm.
Miami! That romanticism that I got from the '80s. Actually, did a little research on that too, where the
Ooh.
romanticism, because I had that for a while. I had to get over that romanticism.
Right.
I had to get over that real quick
Me too.
because you will be broke. and we're
Me too.
romanticizing with that side of Miami. Or on a yacht half naked. I don't know what, you don't know what could happen in Miami, okay?
That's hilarious. Um, okay, and so we definitely talked about Miami as a personal level. Have we talked about Miami as a personal level?
I don't
I
know.
don't know. How do you feel about Miami on a personal, connected to yourself, to your
Yeah.
values?
Well, I'm gonna tell you something really fucking weird. No, this is gonna blow your fucking mind. So I don't know my real dad, okay?
Mhm,
But I was asking my mom recently. I was like, I was kind of just wondering, where is he from?
mhm.
I couldn't remember exactly where she said. Do you know where his family's from? Fort Lauderdale.
No way.
Swear to fucking God.
Wow.
And I haven't tried to find him or anything.
Right.
So maybe that'll come next. I just never really had an urge,
Right. Right. Right.
I never had that urge
Right. Okay.
just to go. I don't know. But just the thought, yeah. So I don't know.
Wow.
I've always been drawn to the ocean. But then I've realized when you move here, you don't get to go to the ocean that much because it is, number one, it's messy. It is a whole task and half a day at least to
To
even
get there.
get ready, the sand out from finishing up. And three, it's just like I said, it's a whole day thing. Like,
Yeah. And you got so much already on your
yes.
plate.
So it almost has to be planned. Okay, this is a
Yeah.
beach day. I'm gonna go
Yeah.
lay out, but I do still try to go at least go walk on the beach and
Nice.
go get a little of that exchange, because it's so like, I don't know, the ocean, just all your problems are gone.
Hmm.
So that personal, there's some deep connection there.
Right.
Obviously, it runs really deeper than I even know. Um, but that, and also the artistic side, me being able to
Mm,
embrace wanting to start tattooing,
yeah.
drawing again,
That's wonderful.
um, be getting tattoos and things again. Anything like things that make me feel me and beautiful. And and the shopping here is
Hmm.
amazing. Like, oh my God, like the options we have. We're
Yeah.
right by a port. The food option is so fresh. The
Hmm.
food's actually cheaper than it was in Oklahoma.
Wow.
I have a mango tree outside, which May and June, I'm going to be raining mangoes, like literally.
People go to you now.
Listen, I'm the mango dealer in June, okay? It's my month.
Literally.
But it's already blooming. I've been watching her. Come on, mangoes. I'm catching every one.
And they're huge.
Oh, I know. And they taste so good. They taste like, oh my God, like candy. Like
Hmm.
nothing like in the store.
Nope. Nope. They don't
Wow.
do it justice at all.
No. And
No.
these babies are 100% natural. So I
Yeah.
cannot wait. So when they come, I also have a moringa tree.
Okay.
So I just love that part of it, the connection, like, and I want to start planting some more plants too, and planting, like
Ooh.
growing up, we had garden.
Okay. Okay.
So we planted beans, okra, watermelon, strawberries,
Wow.
everything. So I kind of want to do that and get a garden going because I like having fresh food and
Right.
your own, herbs and all that. So
Right.
like, yeah. And now that you can just put it outside and grow, I can never grow plants before here. And now there's hope. There's a little hope.
You should definitely check out, there's a girl that does like all the nature scene. Her name is Tatiana,
Oh,
and she
okay.
does walks around the park. So I wanted to tie into that really quick. And
Nice.
the Miami Seed Share.
Oh,
Those are
okay.
two like different communities that are very like underground, and they do
Okay.
different services for the community and so things
I
like that.
love
Yeah,
that.
it's
See, and
really
I
cool.
love doing stuff. I love being part of and just doing stuff like that. That's a part of the local culture,
Yes, the
about the
locals.
people. Yes.
Alrighty. I think you gave a good advice to people. I think we can like add some concluding
Okay.
remarks,
Yeah.
any shout outs, anything, any words of inspiration.
Mainly, when you feel like you're at the end and
Hmm.
that you're done and you know what, I'm not even this anymore. Maybe you are. Maybe maybe, no, you're not done, but maybe you are done. No, but maybe there's hope.
Yeah,
Reevaluate everything. Maybe change strategies
that's so powerful.
and you know pivot. I think that's from a book actually. I'm in Toastmasters too, by the way. So I've been,
Oh,
yeah. So we've got a book. One of our person has been talking about, but we've got to pivot. You've got to be ready to change your strategies,
right.
and it's okay. That's what I tell people with social media. You post it if you don't like it or your audience doesn't, take it down.
Yeah.
It's it. it's all how we react
Mhm.
and our movements and what we
Right.
do. And sometimes we do want to give up and not do nothing
Right.
and just let it go. But that's a decision in itself, a
Mhm.
decision to let it go, a decision to stop. But what if you make a decision, you know what, let me try something different.
Right.
Let me keep going. Or let me change up a little bit. Let me change.
Yeah.
Maybe I need to change my goal up just a little. Maybe it's not attainable. Maybe this,
Right.
I need to go a different direction, or maybe life changes directions. So life does that too. And that's okay. It's okay to
Mhm.
pivot, but you have to be ready to pivot. You have to be okay and confident in your answers and
Mhm.
confident in your decision. And even if that was a wrong decision, you're confident in why you had to make that decision.
Right.
Okay. And if you got to make a different decision, then make a different decision. Life
Mhm.
is a series of decisions and answers and conclusions, but it's also good and bad and good and bad, but it's not linear.
Right.
You could have good all the way here and then bad. You could have bad and then good, bad, good. Either way, it's not linear. We don't know what life's going to throw us. So when
Mhm.
we are where we can and have the ability,
Right.
we have to find that go and find that inside of us. And everybody just has to find it for themselves, whatever it is that makes them go. And it has to be something inside you. It can't be something external to you, because if that's gone, so is your go.
Right.
So what's your go?
What is my goal? I think for now is just, trying to branch out, just similar to what you're saying. I've
Yeah.
definitely pivoted on a lot of different things, but also like do things that I actually like to do because I really love my day job.
And
And
that's
it's
why I got out of nursing,
oh wow.
because you're right, nursing didn't pay much either.
Yeah. So those little things where
Yeah,
you love it, but then it's like maybe if I do something else, I can also bring some happiness and at
yeah,
the same time. And I'm really thankful for everything and every opportunity that I
yeah,
got. But I also love this and growing up to myself, it's also like kind of like being true to my younger
yeah,
self of what I wanted to do when I was younger. I
right.
saw those people on YouTube and they had
Oh,
their
yeah,
channels and that was like so fun and it's like kind of nostalgic for me in a way
right.
too.
No, I agree. Same with me. I used to cut out. My grandma was a seamstress, so growing up, I had all my clothes made for me,
Oh
and she
wow.
would actually make matching Barbie clothes. So when I was doing runway, honestly, it felt like I was 2 years old again, because that's what I did. I
Aww.
tried on clothes when they were getting fitted. I didn't necessarily put on all the makeup, but I still had to get my hair done. Grandma had to get me all dressed up
How
for the
cute.
photos.
So that
So
brings that
it
nostalgia.
does, it does. So the modeling definitely, it's almost like, and I remember being young, and seeing the girls in the catalogs back then.
Yeah.
And actually, at 16, I was supposed to shoot for JCPenney's catalog. My model bag got stolen at the age of 16,
Mm.
and because I was skipping class, and my model bag was outside there. I left it under a tree outside.
No.
You're young. You're thinking, oh, it'll be that there. No, it was gone.
No.
Yes, and so my whole model dream was gone, because my mom was like, "Well, you got to work a job now. Pretty much, modeling isn't a job." So for me, until the age of 34, modeling wasn't even an
Wow.
option. So when I got the opportunity to be on the runway and to be able to get into it, and that was tough too, because my ex at the time, oh my God, he wanted to take the car for the day. He fought with me over my model bag. The whole model bag ripped. I was crying. I wasn't even going to go to the show. And
Wow.
my mom was like, "You better go. We spent all that money on that shit. You better go." So I went, and thank God I did, because that one moment led to another and led to
Wow.
another. And had I not done those moments and
Mhm.
missed some of that, it might have not led to that next moment that led to here right now.
Right.
Just saying yes sometimes, saying yes and going for it and not being scared. Even though that day I
Right.
was scared and I wanted to do what I thought was best for everybody, not for me,
Hmm.
um, would have changed the whole course of my
Right.
future. And I'm glad, I didn't make that decision.
Wow. Okay.
And I'm glad I kept on this one. And I think about that sometimes. So,
How it could have
yeah,
all changed.
yeah,
Wow.
it definitely could have changed. And I see it.
Hmm.
I mean, there's a lot of different paths I could have taken in life. And I think of those different paths, just like when I chose to go on, for the education. And
Hmm.
I'm so thankful I did that too. It cost a lot of money. I'll be paying it
Hmm.
back probably for the rest of my life. But nonetheless, I learned a lot and I became a whole different person.
Wow.
And I could have been a druggie on the streets, and I might have been in Miami, but I wouldn't have been here in the room with you.
Right.
I can see different paths my life could have taken. And
Right.
I'm so glad. One goal I had when I was younger, in my 30s, I was like, why in my 20s did the elders in my life, the 40, 50-year-olds,
Mm-hmm.
why were they just doing drugs with me? Like, I felt like not just drugs, but it might have been drinking or it might have, right?
Right.
But these influences that, why were they hanging around with young people like me? And I told myself, when I am in my 40s,
Mm-hmm.
I am not going to be that person. I'm going to be someone trying to put more positivity. Now, granted, I still have my med card and I like to drink, but I don't lead with that. And
Right.
I don't make that, oh, I have a bunch of little 20-year-olds, let's all get fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, things happen that wouldn't have happened,
Right.
had that not have been, had those same people, so
Yeah.
I had to go through that, I guess, to learn that.
To learn.
But I can be proud to say that I'm not that 40-year-old. I am a different person than those people were to me. And and that makes me happy to be
Yeah.
an inspiration to young girls instead of, something who brings them down or something
Right.
that degrades them or makes, not, because where are those people now?
That's true.
And so it's like I wanted to be, more than a model, even a role model.
Yeah.
And we are automatically, women look up to us, younger women. I ran into some a few weeks ago at the Yellow Green Market,
Mm-hmm.
and we were at the soap stand, and I don't even know what we were talking about, but we started talking about some things, and they started following me, and she was like, "Oh my God, a lot of my friends follow you." And she was just telling me how inspired she was, and that just made me realize, wow, this girl's like 21 years old and you're following me. And you're
Yeah.
like inspired. So that just made me feel like, oh my God, like you never know who's really watching you.
Yeah.
So even though I have down parts and these negativities and barriers, but I also have so much more that I've been
Right.
able, even we're paving a way for people
Mm-hmm.
who maybe, you know, don't have
Right.
that insight or that foot in. And we are paving a way for people behind us to be able to do stuff
Right.
and go on and do greater stuff.
I agree.
And that's amazing because 20 years ago, someone like me, wouldn't have been able to just come in to be modeled, to
Mm-hmm.
go modeling, to get booked for jobs.
Right.
That wouldn't have happened. That's not how it worked.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so just, that and the change, I think Miami, just embraces that growth
I love
culture.
that, and it's so inspiring. And you got people that are really inspired, from you. And I'm also really thankful for
Yes.
you doing this, for you sharing
Thank
all your
you.
thoughts, giving that time, and it just shows how an awesome person you are. So
Thank you so much.
thank you
Thank you for
again.
doing this with me and thinking of
Yeah.
me to be a part of it. So I
Yes.
can, hey, as long as people want to keep on hearing you, girl,
Yeah.
I'm
Keep
going to
going.
keep on sharing. Okay. I called my friend. I said, listen, someone still wants to hear what I got to say. No.
And it's just so fun to have a talk and have a
Yeah.
conversation. And you
Yeah.
have so many cool things that you have many hats and many talents.
Thank you. Yeah.
And I
Let's say
love that.
a master, wait, what's it called? What is like a master of trades, but a master of none?
Right? I think it
Or
sounds about right.
there's
Yeah.
like a saying.
Mhm.
You know what I'm
I
trying.
know what you mean. I just don't
I
recall it right
can't
now.
think of what to say, and then it's gonna
Yeah.
hit me like that. Oh, a jack of all trades, but a master of none. But I am a master of one. Okay,
Yeah, I think you
I think
you
so.
are very, very
Well, they
mastered
say
at
when you got
things.
10 years in the game on something, that you're an expert. So I
Oh,
mean,
so
I'm 40 years old, so I think
you are very
I got
much an
a little bit of
expert
experts on things.
in a lot of things,
Yay.
So thank you.
Thank you.
You.
And
All
hopefully
right.
next time it'll be eyebrows that I'm an expert on.
Ooh, that sounds fun. Okay. Thank you again.
Thank you so much. I
All
had
right.
so much fun.